This Perp back with another video, and I just got out of watching Smile 2. This is the long-awaited sequel to the 2022 original Smile. Now, I really enjoyed this. The original Smile. So going into this, I definitely tried to avoid the trailers because they definitely showed a lot in those trailers. And man, I have some mixed thoughts about this movie overall. I'm gonna get into my pros and cons, where this could possibly go, because I definitely think that this is a interesting movie. Now, I got to see the fan screening of this movie, and what's interesting about this, our main lead in here, Naomi Scott, they have these little like things that they play before the movie. It's interesting, she said that this is a universe pretty much, so they're going to make a lot of these movies based on what you know how this movie ended and how it's kind of set up in this universe. So this opens pretty much picking up shortly after the first film, with Joel now having this smile demon coming after him, and he has to kind of pretty much do the whole, I don't know if you'd call it a ritual, but it's kind of a way to pass this thing on to somebody else. It completely goes left, and it was a really good, strong opening scene. So I was like, okay, I'm digging this so far, because they show you off the rip that this is a much bloodier sequel. Even though a lot of special effects, I don't know how much of that was practical, what was CGI, because there was definitely some instances where it showed and it looked kind of ugly, and I didn't really like it. But I do appreciate the opening. I appreciate them saying, hey, we're going to step it up more, put more gore in this. And so during the whole altercation with Joel's character, we find out who he passes it to next. And if you watch the trailer, you know exactly who that character is. We get introduced to Naomi Scott's character, Sky. She's this huge, ginormous pop star, almost on like some Ariana Grande type of shit, you know what I'm saying? But a little bit of like Taylor Swift. Like if you were to combine all the different pop stars for today, that's the type of music she makes, and that's the type of stardom she has. So right there, the premise was really interesting, where you take this concept of this smile demon and you link it up with this pop star, because pop stars don't really have that much privacy. They always have to deal with people. So I was really down for that overall as a concept. Now, does this movie execute it in this movie? Yes and no. I feel like with Naomi Scott's performance, she does a fantastic job. I have nothing negative to say about her. Seeing her go from this pop star that was involved with this accident that kind of traumatized her, made her leave the scene for like a year, come back, and she has to kind of go on this like apology tour while also trying to change her image, which is interesting because there's always that kind of conspiracy theory, or just theory in general, in Hollywood, when a celebrity goes through something and they end up dyeing their hair blonde. Really interesting thing that they kind of put in there. I don't know if that was on purpose, or they were trying to put something into this movie. This movie does do a lot of things that I like, as far as like the psychological aspect, like that's still strong in these movies. It's just they rely too much on a lot of cheap jump scares that just make the movie feel generic, and the story itself kind of feels like it drags on a bit too long, because this movie is 2 hours and 14 minutes. This could have definitely been cut down significantly. The smile demon, now, I feel like was more effective in the first one compared to this, where it almost feels more comedic this time around. I guess because it's just so much exposure that this creature has. So they tried to do this thing where anybody could just kind of pop up and be this smile demon and kind of fuck with Sky's character. Which, like I said, I like it, but then at the same time, some of the scares just was not scary at all. And a horror movie doesn't necessarily need to be scary to be a great horror movie. It's all about execution. And I feel like this is where the movie kind of lacks in a lot of areas. Now, you're going to see a lot of people overhyping this movie, saying it's bloodier, gorier. Yeah, that's all true. But like I said, a lot of that special effects kind of looks wonky, especially like the ending is a little anticlimactic, but I do like the fact that it ends off to where we're definitely going to probably get a Smile 3, and this whole Smile Demon is going to branch out into a wider audience. No pun intended. So overall, there's some good moments. I think the psychological aspects were good, like I said. It just kind of falls apart, as far as the pacing goes and just the overall use of the Smile Demon. None of this stuff is really scary to me. I could see this being scary for a lot of people that aren't used to watching a lot of horror movies, or if you like the first one, I think you're going to like the second one even more. In some instances, I just feel like it was a little underwhelming, in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts if you get around to checking out Smile 2. How did you feel about it? How do you guys feel like this is going to do in the box office? Because it definitely doesn't seem like a lot of people were running out to go see this movie compared to something like Terrifier 3. Overall, it just doesn't seem like a lot of people are going to the theater this weekend, which is odd, but I could be wrong. It could just be my area. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this movie. Let me know. Till next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.